everyone, a very warm welcome to you as per usual. My name is Nick from the ZXspectrum 48K. We listen to this quite random music it seems. This game is called Zythum, published by Mirrorsoft in 1986. It's a sideways scroller which Zythum is apparently a mystical or magical potion or drink that'll give you unknown powers. Hooray! But it's hidden in a castle and must get there by crossing 4 dangerous lands involving swamps and all sorts of horrible stuff. So here we go, we've slept our keyboards here. Now you've got smart bombs on this, there's power-ups where you can collect invincibility, invisibility and immunity. Hang on a minute, 2 of those are the same. Oh well, I'm sure it'll become apparent as I play the thing. Levitation, that's it, invisibility and immunity. Now you've got 8 minutes to complete the whole thing. We start off in the ice mountains. Whoops, and I've sunk to my death. Anyway, this is my first go. The reviews are always... Oh, that's a bit of a bigger jump. They always are about how you get on your first go. Would there have been enough there for you to want to go back? It's very monochrome. You can control the height for your jumps by the length you're on the fire button. There's a power up there, a big jump. See my amount of smart bombs on the right. Now, you eagle-eyed people see there's a cyan arrow on the bottom left. Whoops, I've died. That tells you how far of the level I've got over. This is tricky when you jump. Ooh, when you jump up in the air, you become very vulnerable to stuff attacking from behind, and I'm dead already. Well, what gives there? Right, we need some kind of strategy here. So, sideways scrolling. Control the height of your jump by the length on the fire button. And try and blast stuff coming up at both sides. But it seems to me at the moment that you're miles too vulnerable when you jump up in the air because you can't change direction and stuff will just creep up behind you. If you had this one back in the day, let me know. It seems like you've got to pick and choose your moment to jump here, but time is ticking away. According to the cyan arrow, I've got nowhere at the moment. I'm not really liking this a great deal. If you had it back in the day, you might have a bit of nostalgia for the thing. It's colourful enough, and I like the map idea at the bottom. That's interesting, but it's frustrated me a little bit, just as Freddie Hardest frustrated me as well. Big jump, thank you very much. Hopefully we can get some of the power-ups. I don't know if the gameplay is going to alter a little bit. Now, I presume, I might be wrong, I presume each level is a different colour of the 4 levels, but they're huge levels. I would have perhaps preferred a shorter one going on. But this is 1986, really. Haven't time changed from now till this moment in time. A huge... So it's creeping up behind me. I can't get round, and that was impossible. Don't like this game. Playability is way too tricky for me. So we're controlling this... look like a wizard guy. He doesn't look like he needs a magic potion to get untold powers, because he looks like he's got untold powers already. If I don't do very well on this go, I have got a poke for invincibility. I'm not sure if it works, but anyway, we might give it a go. Flying things, I'm going to land on them, am I? No, it's cool, turn around just in the nick of time. Now, they are mountains in the background, despite we're in the ice mountains. You can see one of them's erupting in the distance, and I've fallen down again. Your quest is over, you've met your end. Only the bravest try again. Or the nincompoops. Only the nincompoops try again. Right, I think we might have to put a poke on here. I'm desperate to get past Mr. Silly on the scoreboard. Right. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I don't know if we should bother. Our lives are in the left underneath that levitate thing. I seem to walk over that pit. Yeah, okay, so the cheat's working. Looks like I can walk over pits, but I'll attempt to do it properly, even though I'm not. Well done if any of you lot completed that this back in the day. That cross might have been a power-up that I've ignored. No, anyway. I don't need power-ups now. So the cyan arrow's moved about ½ an inch. So we're well away on our super journey to find the Zythum. I'm not sure Zythum is a real word or something that they've just made up. There's a power-up bomb there. Right, I can do smart bombs if I want to. It's a smart bomb and I'll blow it if I want to. Now, as a kid, would I come back to this? No, I wouldn't have done. It's coded well, but the playability suffers. It scrolls okay, but there's not much variety going on with this, and it just would have been far too difficult compared to other games I could have been playing. But a lot of ZXspectrum games were particularly difficult, and that's why we loved them. So you need a bit of nostalgia with this one, I think. So, as I say, if you owned it back in the day, you might love it a lot more than what I am at the moment. I'm not liking it at all, but they've done well with the programming, but haven't produced something great. But that's just what I think. I try and avoid all the other reviews that will be done on this, even magazines or other videos at this point, so I can give an honest review what I think instead of just copying everyone else. So you might have a different view of this one. Cyan Arrow, what are we now? About a fifth of the way through, maybe a quarter almost. Was just blasting stuff continuously. Remember, over these pits you'd have to time the jump perfectly or you're doomed. You only get 3 lives on this one. And I want it to be over already. If I wasn't doing the review, I would have turned it off already. So well done you if you're still here. If you are still here, comment below. We just got under 6 minutes to get going. Missed that chalice there, but don't really need it. Right. Yeah, the jumping's getting on my nerves now. But remember, every time we jump and come into contact with one of the enemies waiting below, we would have been killed. So we would have lost a life there. Is it worth tracking down? I would say not. Don't track this one down. There isn't a Zythum 2, as far as I'm aware. Mirrorsoft 86. I think I had better things to do in 1986 than play this. Right, we've got immunity, but it doesn't really matter. So the cross equals immunity. But we've got that in the poke as well. There's some cash there, just left lying around. They should have put it in the bank. That seems like at least bury it if you've got cash. Don't leave it in the middle of swampland. Immunity is now running out. Being invisible is not going to help me at all, I wouldn't have thought, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Also, I won't be able to see what I'm doing, and the enemy will still come at me, I presume. God, this level's going on forever. We're not even halfway yet. Right, levitate if I want to, but I don't want to. Don't know what the other stages are. If you do, comment below, but I guess the last one is the hidden castle, where eventually we get the Zythum. There might be some end-of-level bosses at the end, but I do not know. We're walking through ice. Looks like it's thawed here because there's flowers growing or some sort of wildlife, so it's not really that icy. And it's all nice and flat too. About halfway through now. Looks like we're going to come to the wooded area. Wooded area looks exactly the same as the other area, so there's no change at all. What's the point? What's the point of doing a map below of changing areas if it's I've gone invisible? This is making it worse. I don't know where I am. Where am I? Up there? Down there? Who knows? It's going to wear off soon, is it? Right. Thank goodness for that. Fall in a swamp and you're dead. Oh, I still sunk. It looks like I can, with this cheat, not at the beginning again. No, I started in the middle. It looks like with this cheat I've got on, you can walk over everything apart from swamps, so that could be my undoing, and thank goodness for that, because this isn't going to be a complete walkthrough, seeing how you would have got on your first and second go, and I hate the invisibleness. See, look, the enemies still come at you, they can still see you, it's just that you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Well, that's yeah, anyway. It might be the first time you've heard of this game, if I sink into quicksand again. I'm told that if you're a Boy Scout, don't put your tent on quicksand. It'll be a nasty shock in the morning. I've been told if you fall into quicksand, you won't necessarily sink. You only sink if you struggle. So you just got to sit there, just being patient, waiting for someone to throw you a rope or rescue you. The more you struggle in quicksand, the more you sink. But a disclaimer. That's just a rumour. If you do sink and drown in quicksand, please do not sue me. That's something I heard possibly down the pub, and stuff that's heard down the pub is possibly not correct. But I haven't been down the pub for ages, and now I fancy a pint. Is it worth getting to the end of this stage? Oh God, invisible again. If you was invisible, what would you do? I'd probably get run over because no one could see me as I crossed the road. Invisibility is a rubbish superpower, to be honest with you. What are you going to use that for? Mr. Invisible. Right, away we go over that. I think I'd rather play that Yogi Bear game than this. Oh, no, I saw that coming. 2 minutes 21, so even with the poke on, I'm creating a bit of a meal on this. Yeah, we've reviewed a few games from Mirrorsoft. Can't immediately remember which ones so far, but we have done. Maybe I can do roundup videos of if any software house, if I ever complete all of them from each one. Right, we're going over these cracks in the snow. At time of recording, a 109-mile iceberg broke off Antarctica and floating in the sea. That's global warming. If you're watching this thousands of years in the future, if YouTube is somehow survived, you're wondering, what's all this snow? What's all that about? I don't know anything about snow. Well, here it is, and here's the proof. It's when we used to have ice, and most countries weren't a mile underwater. The ice mountains. Great. 1 minute 28 left. Can I get to the end? Where's the cyan arrow? We've got to get past 3 trees. I bet you won't be able to see the trees, though. Can't see the wood for the trees. We can't see any trees here at all. Right, we're not going to sink in quicksand this time, are we? No, we're not. Because I told you the last time that error won't happen again. Oh, invisible. Superman. He's going to fall down that hole, is he? Come on, we can do this. Bomb, 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 bomb. Under a minute, lad. Got to get a move on. The cyan arrow waits for no man. That's the catchphrase. Oh, that could be... Oh, that's problematic. And I filled up my cloak with sand. Look, your quest is over. You've met your end. Only the bravest try again. Well, or the very, very tolerant. That's something I'm not going to do. So I think I showed you enough of that game so you know whether to track it down or not. Don't take any notice of what I think, because I don't like it. You might think something slightly different, see what you think of the game. But I thought it's way too tricky and a little bit boring as well. But it's coded well, so let's give it that. And some random music at the start. And I like that effect there, and I like Mr. Silly. So apart from that, I don't like the game. I think that's made that as clear as mud for you. So I hope you like having a look at that one. And that was Zythum on the ZXspectrum 48K, published by Mirrorsoft in 1986. If you've got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself and are very fond. Goodbye.
Goodbye.